Hey guys, Susanna here. Well, I am back today. It's still late again, but at least it's up today. Stitching my tulips. So the reason why I'm late is because I had to stitch this down, this part here, because I want to stick that up here. I think that'd be nice, and it sort of covers that straight edge. So I've got my thread out, but I might get something's messaging. Oh, seriously, go away. Okay, I think I need to do another. I'd just rather use this. Oh, seriously. I'm just going to turn down the volume. Okay. Okie dokie. There we go. Phones. You can never get away from anything or anyone these days. I'm going to replace this. So there you go. If you've never seen this, you'll see you take this one off, and then you've got the replacement. Put it in. Go through quite. These are really good for holding needles if you ever need it, but you get so many of them. Well, I do anyway, because I use them quite a bit. So there we go. I just want to put it down so I don't have to get pins. There we go. That's going to cover most of that edgy bit. There we go. And I'll just sort. We'll probably need something on the other side as well. And I've stitched most of that, but this part, the next bit that I've drawn up, is going to probably have to go here, and that may end up going over, so I thought I'd leave that, and I've stitched this down just here, stitch these ones. So I'm going to, where are we? Still going to put the word tulips in there as well, so I might even do that today. I'm wondering if I could see, that might go good there, because Lily's is down there, and that will cover that part. There we go. Okay. Either there or here, I was thinking. But then that other one is going to be here. Could probably put that there. I don't know. So sort of looks good there, doesn't it? Yeah, I think so. I think that's where it's gonna go. Okay. Now, actually, I will leave it out because I don't want to be caught with a needle. Okay. Now, the more that we're getting into the center of this baby, the harder it is to stitch. Okay. Put that out. And we're just going to grab a little bit to begin with. And just come up here. Once I've realised which way I'm going, I should be right. Here we go. We'll go up this way. So this is my piece I got in France, and I've sort of put this, I had about 12 of these little flowers somewhere. They look a bit like the fleur de lis, but I thought, I think I've got one on the top with the, yeah, one here. Do I have any here? I may add a little more here and there. No, this is the second one, so that's not too bad. I sort of do want to keep them. I don't think I've got many left. Maybe 5, something like that. So I better keep them for special occasions. I might put one in my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, this latest one. Put one in there. Wonder if I've got one in my calendar. Probably. But it just seems to work with this. Okay. Sorry guys, just have to move this baby. We're still in camera. Yep. I might put this on. I lost my other one. I'd love to know where it is because that one was a better fit. This is my old one, and the new one I made a little tighter, and it's a bit of a better fit. So all we're doing with this at this point is just stitching down, and this is sort of going to go over the tulips a little bit. I think this is a bit of a big needle for this, but don't know. I think I'm going to have to go into my stash and look for something a little finer. Seems a bit chunky. Today I'm just going to go around, and then I'll just getting a little bit hard to do some of these things. Like I said, when you're getting in the middle. But it is pretty. Had some awesome mail come today. I ordered some bits and pieces for my retreat. So we're going to have some beautiful items in your pack, because Corinne's got all these awesome items in her when she's doing her retreat, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to up my game for this one. So I thought I'll get some. Last time I did it, that suited that, the stuff in there, I had paint and bits and pieces that suited that kit. And even though I will be painting in this new one, but it's more thread, doing thread painting, so I might get people to bring their own watercolors if they need it. Yeah, so I'm just getting some goodies to put in their kits, and even though it's for other people, it's still like Christmas for me, because who doesn't like getting packages in the mail? And I order other stuff and then order extra. Got to order extra one for me. I've just ordered something from a company, and just to see whether they were right, and I use it for myself to see whether it's up to scratch, and it is. So I went back and ordered more. So it's good when things like that happen, when you order something and I'm really hoping that it's good, and it turns out it's not too bad at all. So I don't want to be giving people rubbish. So got to know that it's something that I would use myself. Okay, I'm just going to go around quite quickly. I hope my head is not in the camera. I'm sorry if it is. Yes, so went straight back online and ordered more. Thought, well, I'm going to test it out, see if it's any good. You do the smaller order first and then do a big order when you see that it's okay. No worries. We're getting there. Probably all roll into one, but I thought I'm just going to grab it and do a quick stitch. Adding embellishments. Ugh. I might wait with the tulip just to see what colours I'm going to be using. In my in the tulips, because I don't like Corinne used this one in the paint, you know, like the season. She used this particular tulip for autumn, and her one was very detailed, and I'm not going to be doing it that detailed, that's for sure. I'll be picking up bits enough for it to be held down, but see, something like this, you do as little or as much as you want. When she did the seasons, it was, you know, I can understand why she did as much as she did, because it was the one block. But when you've got something like this and it's got a lot of bits and pieces that you need to stitch, I'm going to go around here, hold the stem down, such a pretty little piece. While I've got stuff on my needle, keep stitching. I'll try and do it as fast as I can. This is why it's good having a colour match, that way you can't see when you're stitching it down. Go up here. Don't want the green coming through. Get into the more fun bits. Do such a big one. Yeah, just so the middle stays down, I suppose. That's why I'm doing this. Noticed, I'm going to go back up here, that this piece here is coming up, so I thought I'd better hold that down, and I think we're done. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Big mess at the back. This is why I'm going to cover it. So, and then find some pretties to do some highlight bits. Ow! See, the moment you take off your this thing, You start pricking yourself. Okay, where are we? Here we are. Okay, I've got to have that. Okay, this is there, so we know exactly where we're showing. Got my cup of coffee there, and I've got to be careful. I don't want to dip my cup of coffee, a bit cold now. It's amazing how quickly time goes. 15 minutes and I've only got one thing done. Okay, we are going to do the tulips, but I want to pick out some colours. Okay, some needles here. I was wondering where the other one was. It was over there. Ooh, that's pretty. Yes, I want to do some highlighting bits. Maybe just some of these. This lighter colour, that will work. And then come in with the greens, and I might just go, because I've stitched around the outside. I'll probably do the centre. That is a good colour, and I think I've got enough for 2 of them. This is a light. Now I definitely think it's going to be that one. And we've got, where did I put it? That red. Here it is. The pinky red, that darker colour. Now I'm just going to go light because that darker colour is quite dark and there's quite a bit of it, so maybe I'd go around the tulips in that colour. Did I use that for the roses? Nope. Used a light pink for quite a few of these. Yep. I think I seem to have used it for most of them. Yeah, that's a dark one for the poppies. So I am going to since we're up on that top end, and because I haven't used Eliza Fix, it should be easier to go through compared to the roses. Did a fair bit in the roses, but I'm like, yeah, I'm just picking bits to highlight. So we'll start with the small one, and then I might do the darker pink on the outside, highlight it to define the actual rose, the tulip, which I think what I did on this one, I wanted to do a little bit more green in here, but yep, time doesn't always permit, does it? Okay, now where are we? We're going to, I'm just going to start here and just do some straight highlighting stitches and let the piece do the work for you. Was it, as Corinne says, let the artist who's done the work create. Create the piece and the sort of like colouring in. That's why it's called thread painting. So just going to do, is this a bit thick? Let me look. Might try that one. Seems a little thick. Seem to do the chenille 22 when I do thread painting. Yeah, that feels better. It's going to have one line going there, and that's just going to go like that. And here we go here. With a couple of similar little lines. Okay. Now I'm going to pull that. Yeah, because that didn't seem to be pulling hard enough. There we go. Just finding your piece and your colour and just colouring in. Yeah, so much easier than doing the roses. You actually have a bit of pleasure. When I was doing the roses, it wasn't pleasurable. Oh, don't speak too soon. There we go. It's the trouble when you have too long a thread, it can knot up on you. Such gorgeous fabric. Love these tulips. Being a Dutchie, you know, tulips are the Dutch. When you think of Holland, you think of tulips. So I'm going to go down here, collect that, come back up. Tiny little one. I think I need to every now and again go down and then come back up because there's a bit missing. There we go. Too much of a gap. Have it fairly close together, but I don't mind if there's a little bit of a gap in between. Sort of adds a little texture. Okay. Okay. Going all quiet, you're busy concentrating. Concentrating. I might go back down. I'm going to catch it up here. Fill in some of that because I wasn't quite filling in that spot. Okay. ready. So I hope you liked my previous video that I did. I am making a men's vest out of a men's shirt. I've done a bit more stitching in the background, and then the next one I'm doing is you know, going to be working maybe on the collar and the sleeves. On one of the sleeves I've gotten some beautiful lace that I've put in there, so yeah, you'll have to have a look. It is pretty exciting, that little piece. It's great way of having your stash of bits and pieces of your own handmade items to wear when you go to your craft groups or your retreats, or just to wear around, or maybe, you know, maybe to church. Everyone knows I'm crafty, so you know they'll be not surprised by my pieces of clothing that I've got. There we go. And so I'm going to get that little bit down the bottom. I mean, it's even if you come a little bit over, which I might have. It's all good. Okay. Coming up here. Yeah, so probably after I finish doing a little bit more of this, I'll get back into working on my vest. I quite enjoyed it. If you're not a machine sewer, you can do everything by hand, but it's so much easier if you sew the bases on, like basically on the machine, and then come back and do, you know, the stuff by hand afterwards, like all the embellishments. Okay. There we go. We are getting there. Come back down here. There's a lot more of that colour than I thought. You don't realise. See, when you just pick one colour, it doesn't take long. And then I'll pick a green, and then I'm going to go around the outside of them. Like especially here, I'll go around defining each leaf. What I might do is I'll just finish this little piece off, and I'll go around the actual tulip. In that darker colour, see what it looks like. Okay, I've got to come back and do the rest. Yep, so you don't have to pick, you know, the whole lot. You just pick a colour. If you want to go for the darker colour, you can do that. But picking one colour and then doing a highlight is the way to go. And I definitely want to highlight it with that. So grabbing some of this, I don't want to have too much. I'll do one tulip at a time. got to make a start on my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, my cover. In a way, it's been, I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. I really want to do it, but it's just hard because you don't always have the time because you've got, I'm still playing catch up with these. Now, I will start here. Now there's no, it's just one, whereas these have got more, so I'm just going to stitch around. Just do a straight stitch. Around, highlighting. Got to get this. How much have we got? Yeah, we're on 31 minutes. So, ooh. And see, and last week I didn't do any of this. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. Because I did my fuchsias. Right, there we are. Here they are, all done. They're pretty, so I did the extra stamens on there, stitched that down. I like how that turned out. So, yeah, so today this is what we've done. And as you can see, it's going to take a while, so I'm just wondering what colour will I go? No, it needs to be an olivey green. What have we got? I might grab that out while I'm here. Just got myself a whole heap of greens. I'm thinking it's probably that one. Yep, even though it is, it's got that red on there, I'm going to go around it in that green. Now I'll use the bigger one first. Here we go. That works. Okay, it's good when you got the right colour. It helps. And here's my, this is what I'm going to use for my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. And I'll be back. I'm going to grab this. I am going to use this. I'm thinking whether it's the right size. So I was thinking back in the day, I used to make these into journals. And I'm probably going to cover this with calico and seeing whether this is too big. Probably is too big, but I really like it. So I was thinking those bits won't be on there. Oh, might be alright. Just be sticking out over the top. And that's enough. See, that's the spine. That's why these are good. So I'll chop those bits off and here. And then that becomes a spine. I'll chop that bit off too. And we've got ourselves a book. I think it should be alright. I'll have a little bit out the top and bottom. Even if I have to stick that underneath, we'll see. But there we go. So if you don't have a book, you can use these. Just toasted muesli. How big is this? The finished size of the actual thing, that's 6 by 8, and the spine's 2, yeah, 6 by 8, so 8 inches high, 6 wide by the time you cover that. And then I'm going to put calico on the front to cover that, and this will be the inside because it's naturally folded that way. and then by the time you have calico on the front and then a line on the inside, it actually gets quite thick, so and sturdy. So this will be my cover. I'm going to work it in, and then, you know, by the time it's got the other stuff, I might even put like a little button or a press, and that can close it. Okay, well, enough of that. I'll just continue in behind the scenes finishing some of this, so I'll be just busy stitching. I might even give Corinne a buzz and say, have you got some time? I've got plenty of homework to do. Okay, so I will catch you in the next video, which is tomorrow, working a little bit more on this guy. So yeah, this is what I've done. You'll see that I've done a little bit more behind the scenes. So yeah. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.